Mint chocolate is as divisive as it is delicious. Some people think it's a bit like eating toothpaste with your chocolate, and others, like myself, think it's just one of the most refreshing, wonderful pairings of foods on the planet. So you will understand my delight when the lovely team at Aero sent me a big old gift box. They sent me some of their lovely bubbly Aero bars, the shading bars in milk and minty chocolate, a brand new apron, a couple of recipe cards, and even a cute new little wooden spoon. This is part of their new campaign to get people in the UK to become more bubbly bakers, meaning that you can enjoy Aero not only as a kind of sweet treat, but also as a baking ingredient if you're a lover of bubbly chocolate or pepperminty chocolate. And so today I am bringing you guys a recipe for a loaded mint chocolate pavlova. Chocolate meringue, vanilla cream, mint chocolate, chocolate drizzle. It's a proper chocolatey, but also very light dessert. Any season, any time, any experience level. Let's get into it. Of course, I started by unwrapping all of the lovely things that the Aero team had gifted me, including this dazzling white apron, soon to be messed up, and that fancy wooden spoon. Here I am, modelling it. Perfect. I'm in the wrong career path. Anyway, we begin our pavlova with 4 large eggs. Now, we only need the white to make a meringue, so you're going to want to try and, as carefully as you can, separate the yolks out from the whites. You can do this between your fingers, between the shells of the egg, between one of those fancy divider things, whatever you have. Just keep them separate. Use the yolks for custard or an omelette, something else. Then you're going to want to whisk up your egg whites. Now, doing this by hand is pretty brutal, so I would recommend a standing mixer or an electric whisk until they are nice and fluffy and holding soft peaks just like that. Then you're going to want to grab some caster sugar. Bit better than granulated sugar. You could use icing sugar, but don't. So you're going to add your caster sugar just slowly, spoonful by spoonful. This helps not to knock too much air out of the egg whites. And once that's all kind of whisked in, you should have this gloriously glossy, light meringue looking stuff. You're then going to want to add just 3 teaspoons of cocoa powder until you have this gorgeous kind of very, very pale cocoa brown marshmallow mixture. And then you're going to want to add just the last 2 things to the mixture, a teaspoon of cornflour and a little teaspoon of vinegar or lemon juice. These just both help keep the inside nice and soft and marshmallowy, even if you accidentally burn the meringue, which I have done so before. Then you're going to want to just wipe down your surface. Yes, I do all my own stunts. And you're going to want to grab a baking tray with a little bit of greaseproof paper or baking parchment, and you're going to want to then just blob your meringue out onto the tray. There's no real trick to doing this, just, well, make sure your whisk is out of the way first. Then you're just going to want to kind of pile it up with your branded Aero spoon if you like, and yeah, no rhyme nor reason, just dollop it onto the tray. You're going to want to kind of pile it up rather than spread it out too much, as the meringue will spread in the oven a little bit anyway, and just kind of roughly shape it into something round. Nothing too flat, and I sometimes like to use a teaspoon just to make a nice almost shell effect to the outside, which will hold up a little bit after baking. Look at that. Glorious. So you're going to put her in the oven and bake her for a whole hour. I'll put precise measurements and ingredients and everything in the description box below, but at this point you'll want to turn the heat of the oven down really, really low. Bake it for an hour, cool it for an hour in the oven with the heat off, and you'll have this glorious, crispy shell that you just want to smash your face into. Once it's nice and cool and crisp, you can just pop your meringue onto your serving plate, and this is when we're going to incorporate our lovely, bubbly Aero chocolate into the recipe. First of all, we're going to need to whip our cream, as no pavlova is complete without far too much cream. I'm just using good old-fashioned Scottish double cream, but you can use heavy cream, whipping cream, whatever it's called where you live. I added just a little bit of vanilla extract to this. I didn't feel it needed any sugar, as the meringue and the chocolate are already lovely and sweet enough, but you do you, honey. If you like it sweet, you like it sweet. You could also add peppermint extract here if you prefer. Then you're just going to want to whisk it. This time by hand is just fine, just to get that nice kind of soft, peaky texture. Again, you don't want anything too thick or buttery at this point though. Next, you're going to grab your lovely Aero Peppermint bar and you're just going to take a kind of big chunk of that and you're going to want to just crumble pieces of it off into your cream. You don't want big kind of chunks here, but equally you don't have to grind it into absolute dust because no one has the time or patience for that. So once you've done that, just gently fold it through. And this is going to add not only a nice gentle bit of texture, but a lovely fresh minty flavour to your nice vanilla cream. This is kind of what it should look like. Again, something you just want to smash your face into. Then, speaking of smashing, smash the top off your meringue. You don't have to do this, but I just feel it helps you get a nice, even better, even filling throughout your pavlova. You're going to want to just dollop your cream, and again, no real rhyme, reason, pattern or purpose to the cream spreadage, just whatever you feel like. Then you're going to want to grab your kind of plain milk chocolate Aero, just put a handful of pieces into a bowl, get it nice and melty, either in the microwave or over a pan of gently simmering water. Then with a piping bag or just with a teaspoon, just haphazardly drizzle this all over your pavlova. Again, no one's worried. Whatever it looks like, it's going to look pretty good because melted chocolate has never made anything look worse. I don't think. And this is roughly what mine looked like. Just kind of decoratively messy, but in an inviting way, I guess. A big old cloud of everything. And finally, you're just going to want to top it off with different kind of sized chunks of your remaining peppermint Aero bar. I like a combination of kind of crumbly crumbs, big pieces, small pieces, just to give a bit of variety when you're eating it and to give it a nice appearing and not too kind of factory produced look once it's finished. Once you've done all that, you can sit back and admire your handiwork. This glorious, towering chocolate meringue piled high with cream, with chocolate, with minty goodness that will keep to up to about 2 days in the fridge, but is obviously best enjoyed fresh when it's at its kind of crispiest and fluffiest glory. Lovely. So that, folks, is all I have for you today. Do let me know if you get a chance to make this loaded mint chocolate pavlova. It's definitely one that is high up on my list for a sort of Christmas time dessert as well. It's so light, fluffy and refreshing, but also so kind of deeply chocolatey and satisfying at the same time. If you do make it, let me know how it went in the comments. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you for the next one.